Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. First of all, I feel like I could work like at the wall on Game of Thrones in this massive robe. Basically, anytime the weather gets like slightly below 70 degrees, I bust this puppy out. It is like the softest, plushest, comfiest robe ever. If you guys are interested, it's from Pottery Barn. Even the sleeves have this little like faux fur. It's just so cozy and I love it. And I busted out some of my Christmas mugs because I've basically been listening to Christmas music for the past 3 weeks now. But anyways, into today's video, we are going to be talking about the new Urban Decay Distortion eyeshadow palette. I believe the actual launch date of this palette is December 4th, but I know if you're a Sephora VIB Rouge member, which I myself am not, I'm not sure if it's available right now. Whenever I checked Sephora.com, I saw like the little icon that said Sephora VIB Rouge, but then it said like email went back in stock. So I'm not quite sure because like I said, I'm not fancy enough to be a VIB Rouge member. I feel like I spent enough money there, but I guess I kind of like space it out. So I just haven't met that like elite level yet. I did receive this palette as PR, but as always, all of my reviews are 100% honest. I was seeing if there was a little sticky sheet on here, but as you can see, it kind of has this like shattered, super like duochrome looking effect. I think it's super cute. And then it's like the signature Urban Decay purple. Inside you have a full-size mirror as well as 15 shades. The top 5 shades here are all of like the duochrome. So basically you can layer these on top of any of these shades down here just to create more of like a duochrome shiny effect. And then I believe out of the 10 shades down here, 9 are new. So I'm really excited. The first thing that I noticed right off the bat though is that there's only one matte shade, and that's this black here called Blackout. So I'm guessing just because I like to have some sort of matte shade in my crease, I'll have to work in and out of 2 palettes, but otherwise it looks pretty cool. So at $48 and 15 shadows, that's like $3.20, I guess, per shadow, which isn't too bad for Urban Decay. Oh, there is one of these little sticker things right up here though. Let's peel it. Why is this so satisfying? Like, oh, I love it. I normally swatch them first and then do an eyeshadow look. I guess I should do that. That way I can really see what I want to use. And then I also was reading on the back of the box that they kind of created it to be like vertical trio. So like this could be a look, this could be a look, this could be a look. But obviously you could go in and out and create whatever look that you want. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the top 5 shades. I think we'll go ahead and work in rows and swatch them that way. I just wanted to do the first touch on camera just to see, whoa, how it feels. Very, very smooth. This is kind of like a pale gold shift. Ooh, I'm excited about these. It seems like you could definitely just use these shades on their own as well. Wow, that's super pretty. So as you can see, it just has a really nice pale gold shift to it. Okay, so here we have the top 5 shades. Starting at my wrist, we have Bleach, which is that pale kind of white gold shift. Shifty, which has more of a green shift. Space, this one has kind of like a periwinkle blue shift. Honestly, this one was the least impressive to swatch. As you can see, it even looks a little bit patchier on there. Then we have Mind Game, which I think I would describe kind of as like a pinky lavender. And then Blur, which is like a pale baby pink shift. Out of all 5 of those, I do have to say Bleach is definitely the most impressive. That one just felt way softer. I actually swatched over this one twice, and it still is kind of a little more muted compared to the other shades. Working with the second row now, we have First Offense. This one is speaking all sorts of languages to my heart. That one is so pretty. Then we have Hotbox, 5.0, Rogue, and then Trash Talk. All of these were just single finger swatches. I didn't double over any of these. The only kind of inconsistent texture I noticed out of all 5 of these shades was the last one, Trash Talk. You can even kind of see it in the swatch. It picked up a little bit more of like, not really flakiness, but kind of like chunks of the powder. Now we have the third and final row. The very first shade is called Territorial. To the touch, this one felt dry, but as you can see, it went on really smooth. Obviously, we don't know how it's going to apply with a brush quite yet, but finger swipe wise was nice. Then we have Blackout, which is just a really rich matte black. Old Smoke, this shadow was probably like the softest feeling in the palette. Just a really pretty kind of like soft gunmetal-y shade. Then we have Shag and Velvet. I did just want to give you a quick glimpse of the palette after swatching, just because I know sometimes with palettes, once you go in and do finger swatches, you'll have fallout everywhere. But these pans seem to be pretty compact. The only one that had a subtle fallout was this one that I mentioned earlier called Trash Talk. As you can see, even on my finger, it's not that it's dry or anything, but it just kind of has an uneven texture. It's smooth, but you'll just notice bits of like chunkier pieces kind of flaking off, if that makes sense. So I know I already went in and gave you guys swatches, but I did kind of want to show you some of the shift effects using the top row. So let's just go ahead and swatch First Offense. I'm gonna put this palette down. So here is First Offense. Now taking that shade Bleach, which is right on top, which was that kind of like pale golden shift, just to see kind of what that does on top. Okay, let's try Hot Box, which is the forest green, and then do Shifty on top, which is the green shift. I'm just gonna kind of press it on the top to see. No, I feel like with a finger swatch, you can't really see too well on camera. It may have to be something that we just go ahead and do on the eyes. All right, so as I mentioned earlier, the really only downside I could see about this palette is that, there goes the brush that I wanted to use, is that the only matte shade in here is Blackout. I already kind of dingied up my Shifty by mixing the green. So instead for my crease area, I'm gonna go in with the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette just because I still kind of wanna keep it mainly using Urban Decay. So from the Naked Heat palette, I'm going to be mixing both Sauced and Low Blow into my crease. And then afterwards, I probably will go in and add some Cayenne as well, just because I always like mixing and matching shadows just to really get the shade and depth that I want. I'm just going to pop some of this color right into the crease and blend it a little bit upwards. These aren't the shades we're really too concerned about right now. I really want to see how the shades in this palette perform. Okay, so there are the shades from the Naked Heat palette. Now I'm wanting to try more than just like one of these, so I may go in and do like a different eye look on each eye, but now I kind of wish I would have done one warm and one cool. Oh well. On one side, I definitely know that I want to test out this blue 5.0 just because I think with a warm crease that would be really pretty. I'm going to try it dry first and see, oh, okay. Maybe I won't even need to do wet. I was a little bit nervous because sometimes I don't have the best luck with blue eyeshadows. They bring you in and let you get lost in my freaking fine lines under my eyes. But I'm just going to apply this right onto the lid, and then we'll go in with one of the shades from the top just to add that duochrome effect. I am experiencing subtle fallout right here, nothing too big of a deal though. Now, since I don't have a defined crease, I am going to pull the color up a little bit. Okay, so just taking a smaller brush, let's go in with this guy here. This is the Makeup Geek crease brush. I'm gonna dip into Blackout and apply some of that right to the outer corner. And just pull the shade inward into that blue. I'll probably stop maybe like right there. So just like a quarter of the way in. Just gonna create like a subtle shadow wing. Both of these shades are blending really nicely too. Sometimes with matte blacks, you lay them down and they kind of just stick to one place, but I mean, this one's definitely blending out. Okay, so here's the blue. Honestly, I kind of want to leave it as is, like after doing a little bit more blending, but I do want to see how these like transformative shades work. So I'm gonna go in with Space, which is the blue right here, and maybe just press it right into the middle of my eye. This was a shift shade that I said whenever I swatched was the least impressive. Like, I felt like it didn't do too much, even just plain swatch wise. But on my eye, I mean, I can see it did a little bit of like a sky blue effect. Honestly, I kind of like it without. Is that awful? I mean, it did something, but I feel like even the texture of it doesn't look that good. With a brush and really kind of press it on. I don't know, honestly, that did not do much for me at all. I think I prefer how it looked before I did that. Okay, now on this side, I wanna try a different color. So we're gonna go in with Trash Talk and see how this performs on the eye, because this one was one of the shades like from the two bottom rows swatched that had a little bit of an uneven texture. So I really wanna see how it looks on the eyes. Huh, it seems to apply evenly on the eyes though. So that just goes to prove that finger swatches aren't always everything, because you can get some super crappy shadows to look amazing, like swatched with your finger, and then like kind of vice versa. It can be an amazing shadow, but then swatched with just your finger, it doesn't look as nice. Actually, I really like that color on the eye. Just kind of like a pinky lavender. I did have a little bit of fallout again with that one. Now I'm gonna go in with Velvet, which is the shade right underneath, and I'm gonna see how that looks. Kind of, it's right on the outer corner. One definitely has some fallout. And apply this right onto the outer corner. In the pan, it looks more like a burgundy, but on the eyes, it kind of just looks like a plummy brown. Okay, I have a ton of fallout, and then I'm gonna use my finger and press some of Blur on top and see. Okay, these shades, I don't know if I'm just doing something wrong. Like even if I swipe, I don't feel like they do that much. Like I honestly assumed it would kind of create more of like a duochrome effect, but I'm honestly not noticing like that much of a difference. It's like I can see a little bit of a frosty metallic effect to it, but not an actual strong shift. Do you see what I mean? What I do want to go in and try though after I smoke out the lower lash line is go in and apply some of the heavy metal glitter liner on the top. I think that would be really pretty to go in with like the coordinating blue or even the distortion shade. Let me go ahead and grab those really quick and let's play with that. Okay, so here I have the heavy metal glitter liners. I thought these would look really pretty over Trash Talk or these on the blue. But here's the one in distortion, which is basically just a really pretty multi-glitter, I don't know, like opaly icicle mermaid looking shade. That one just looks so pretty. So let's apply some of that first. So I'm just going to, ooh. See, this is kind of what I expected. Like I knew there wasn't glitter in these, but see how the blue just really brings out the green glitters in here. That's kind of what I thought would do to those top shades. I thought you'd really see like an intense shift, but I didn't really see too much. Let's do Spandex, because this kind of has some green in it as well. It's more of like a turquoisey looking glitter. So same thing. If you've never used these before, it's basically just a super like fine brush tip applicator. I'm just going to place some of that on my lid first and then just grab my finger and press it. Now on this eye, I'm gonna go in. Oh, Cat Call is so pretty. Apply some of this right on top of the shadow. Okay, so here I am looking like a fool with two different eye looks going on. It honestly even kind of looks like I have different eye shapes because one is so much darker than the other. But once topping them off with those heavy metal glitter liners, I love the look. Cat Call is a total must-have if you're into like rosy tone pinks. This is a look that I would definitely wear again. That shadow I thought applied so pretty. See what I mean? Finger swatches are definitely deceiving because I ended up liking this shadow a lot more than what I thought I would. Now for I guess just overall first thoughts, because definitely not a review since I only used a handful of the shadows. The packaging I love. I don't think the price point is bad. $48 for 15 shadows. Once we did the math, I think I said $3.20. I will say though, for this top row, this is definitely a section I'll have to play with some more. If you guys can see the glow on my inner corner, I'm actually really liking that. That is from the shade Bleach. But these other four shades didn't really seem to pack as much as a punch as this shade did here. But I do want to experiment with these more and see how they wear just like on their own as a single eyeshadow rather than like a topper. So for today's look, the only shadows I used down here were 5.0, Trash Talk, Velvet, and Blackout. To be honest, I wasn't that impressed by Velvet. In the pan, it looks like this gorgeous kind of like berry burgundy, and even swatched, it kind of has more of like a plummy burgundy look. But on my eyes, as you guys saw, it definitely just looked more like a brown shadow. I don't know. That one also had a ton of fallout. I tried using different brushes as well as my finger. As you can tell from this video, I really like using my finger to apply shadows. I think if I had like a fuller defined lid, I'd be fine with just using brushes all the time. But I think since I have like limited real estate going on here, it's really easy for me to use my finger. Now 5.0 and Trash Talk, loved both of those shades. I have to say, this is probably one of my favorite blues I've used in a long time. It definitely inspired me to start wanting to use more color because y'all know me, I'm definitely like more into warms and neutrals. That's why I like did not allow myself to use this shade today, because even the second I opened this instantly, I was like, oh my gosh, that's what I'm gonna use. But I'm like, no, you can't do it, give it a rest. So this is definitely a palette I will have to go in and play with some more. Oh, Blackout is a shade that you can build up, but it did blend out nicely. I thought it actually worked really well with this blue. Definitely excited to go in here and play with some more color. Now, if you're someone who really only wears neutrals, you're not a fan of color whatsoever, obviously this would be a palette that I would go ahead and skip on. But if you're like me and sometimes you're just stuck in the rut of like warm neutrals constantly, this may be a good palette for you to pick up because surprisingly, I was really happy with the blue. Typically, I'm like not a blue eyeshadow person, but I have to say, like, I think I would wear both of these looks again, just the same look on both eyes next time. I really wish I had like one more set of eyes though, just so we could have used a couple more colors. But let me know down below in the comments if you guys would like to see another kind of like quick chatty look tutorial type thing using more of these shades. I'm sure you'll be seeing First Offense in a video coming very soon. So like I said, definitely not a review since I didn't get to use all the shadows, but just a quick kind of sit down, try it on, first impressions type of thing. So let me know what you guys think from, I guess, the shades that I could share with you from the palette so far. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this one. As always, all the products, additional info will be listed down below. If you guys happen to like this video, something a little bit more easy, kind of just chill and casual, definitely give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.